Good evening and welcome to DIS News. I'm Samita Tankala, bringing you the top stories of the day. Joining me is our sports correspondent, Estelle. What's the latest in sports?
Hi, Samita. I have the latest on the U.S. Open and our very own Serena Williams.
Our meteorologist, Alex, will be previewing this week's weather. Rain or shine this week.
Looks like we've got a great weekend ahead of us.
And now for our leading story of the night. The debate on President Obama's call for military action against Syria continues to escalate. A consensus, however, between President Obama and his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, remains at a standstill. The leaders both attended the Group of 20 summit and had a candid exchange regarding the Syrian conflict that turned into a half-hour conversation. Afterwards, Putin told reporters that Obama doesn't agree with me, I don't agree with him, but we listen to each other. Russia has been Syria's closest Middle Eastern ally for over 60 years and opposes military intervention. The U.S., however, and many other countries believe that the Syrian government is using chemical weapons against their citizens and opposition. Putin and Syria's leadership both deny that the gas attacks are perpetrated by Syrian officials. Obama maintains his stance on upholding a ban on chemical weapon use and believes that the international response is necessary. The world will be watching closely as Congress and the Senate vote later this week on a final plan of action for the U.S. against Syria. In the financial sector, Denmark's declining labor participation rates suggest that Danish welfare system is undermining the country's work ethic. From 2000 to 2012, average hours worked in Denmark fell 8%, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Estimates show that Danes spent about 1,400 hours working last year, 24% less than the OECD average. Hefty government unemployment benefits are greatly contributing to the nation's job participation decline. Though Danes earn more and work less than citizens from other countries, out-of-work Danes can earn even more than those in low-skilled jobs. Denmark's challenge now is to ensure its welfare habits don't leave it unable to compete with the populations that work harder at a lower cost. Danish Finance Prime Minister Bjarne Corydon believes that the modern welfare state needs to prioritize things in a new way and create the best possible conditions for people to get a job. This could include putting some welfare services like education over others. Out on the streets, Mary and Laura have been talking to Danish citizens and comparing the British and Danish royal families. Here's their report.
Thank you, Samita. In royal news, Royal Danish Princess Mary from Australia recently visited a Syrian refugee camp. Mary's trip was cut short after an aggressive protest broke out in response to the attack in Syria. At the same time, royal fans all over the world are hinging on Kate Middleton's every word regarding her new British royal baby George. She spoke out on her 11-hour labor, saying that everything went according to plan and was, quote, perfect. We hit the streets of Odense to see which royal couple Danes were keeping up with.
So are you more interested in the Danish royal family or the British royal family?
The Danish.
And
the Danish, yeah.
do you think that Prince William is going to be a better king than Prince Frederick?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. And why is that?
Because our future king is the best.
Okay. And what do you think about the baby prince, Prince Christian?
Nice name. My son is named Christian too.
So do you follow the British royal family or the Danish royal family more?
Yeah, I have the impression when you're Danish, you most hear about the Danish royal family. So we mostly care about ourselves, and we only hear from the media, and so how good we are. Mostly, we are a bit selfish, I think, in the media, and so of course we know there's a royal family in Great Britain, but I don't know anything about it like that. Yeah.
Do you care about Kate Middleton's new baby, or you don't know anything about it?
I ain't got a clue about it.
Who do you think is the better husband, Prince Frederick or Prince William?
Definitely Prince Frederick. He's like an Iron Man. He is a military man as well, so I think he's really cool.
Back to you, Samita.
It sounds like American pop star Miley Cyrus could use some tips from our royal family on public behavior. Miley Cyrus's recent Video Music Awards performance have proved controversial for audiences. Her routine featured Cyrus dancing provocatively with masked backup dancers and a foam finger before finally bending over in front of singer Robin Thicke while performing her signature twerk-style dance moves at the end of the song. Here's a clip of her performance. 20-year-old starlet claims that people are overthinking her performance. Thicke kept silent about the performance last week, but was recently photographed vacationing with his children and high school sweetheart in Miami last Thursday, making it clear that he has nothing to say about the issue. Thicke's mother, however, felt strongly that the performance was a misbegotten attempt on Cyrus's part and was not expecting Cyrus to dance that close to her son during the performance. While Cyrus and Thicke have grabbed headlines this week, neither walked away from the VMAs with any awards. Now it's time to check in with Alex with the weather in Miley Cyrus's home city of Nashville, Tennessee.
Thanks, Amita. Today is starting out on the chilly side, but by mid-morning should warm up to a high of 83 degrees, with winds at around 4 miles per hour. We're looking at a clear evening with temperatures around 88 degrees, just in time for the Commodore 630 kickoff against Austin Peay. We have a steamy finish to the weekend, coming in with a high of 91 degrees on Sunday with a low possibility of showers. Although we'll have a high pollen count, hopefully this beautiful weather will inspire a trip to Centennial Park to soak up the last few weeks of summer. As we look ahead into the next week's forecast, we can see some rain headed in, accompanied by some isolated thunder showers later in the week. It will be interesting to follow these storms as we head into the final concerts of Live on the Green for the 2013 season. The festival's 5th annual concert series will finish up this weekend at Public Square Park with a performance by Moon Taxi. Let's hope the weather holds up for this anticipated final show. Finally, we're looking at a beautiful finish to the week with a high of 87 on Friday, which will hopefully lead us into another beautiful weekend. And now on to Estelle with some exciting sports news.
Thanks, Alex. Nothing but blue skies in New York on the courts of Flushing Meadows for the U.S. Open. This week's U.S. Open has been one for the books. Serena Williams is at it again and is showing no sign of slowing down. Williams, looking for her 5th U.S. Open title, has been in championship form since the event began. She's yet to give up more than 4 games in one set and has been particularly impressive in the closeout sets, having lost only a total of 5 games through the last 6 matches. Next up for Serena is the finals at the against second-seeded Victoria Azarenka, who holds the last 2 U.S. Open titles and is getting ready for whatever Williams brings her way. She is quoted saying, "When you play against Serena, you have to play your best. She makes me play my best. This is definitely a must-see match this weekend. Will Serena be the oldest woman tennis player to win the U.S. Open? We'll keep you posted." Back to you, Sahida.
Thanks, Estelle, and thank you for tuning in to DIS News. Have a great night.